Hello Flight Simmers. Today I'm flying in Shanghai, China, and I'm going to compare the Microsoft scenery to the Samseen 3D scenery. And this is the original Microsoft scenery first. And I'm going to fly around and check it out. The first thing I've noticed though, the stadium here, pretty much flat as a pancake, not a lot of detail. And we're going to go along the river. Now I don't think that the big data with China is nearly as good as the data they have with the US. So there's a lot of, everything around here looks kind of the same. Very generic, concrete buildings, not a lot of distinction, not a lot of character. But as we're flying into Shanghai, into the business district, there are some nice details and points of interest that are custom handmade. And we're coming upon one right now, the Lupo Bridge here. But as you see, the river is very... there's no traffic on it. There's no traffic at all. No boats. One bridge. But the bridge is done very well. Very nice architecture. And that's handmade. That's custom. There's no traffic at all on the river. And as you can see, the skyline of the city. Not a lot of character. But I am very impressed with the business district. Especially the Shanghai Tower, which for some reason isn't popping up right now. So we're missing a building here. There it is. I don't know why it does that. It did it before too. But these two buildings are really beautiful. Soaring masterpieces. Thousand windows in them. Really nice. Really well done. And this is just the stock scenery. So Microsoft hasn't ignored China at all. And this is the Bank of China. Very nice details. And the Oriental Pearl Tower is done beautifully also. So it's, Shanghai looks great. So I would say, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 custom buildings. Now, the Samseen Scenery states that there's some nice night effects with the lighting. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it to night, and I'll take a look around at the nighttime sky. Now this is still the original Microsoft, and yeah, the lighting's very nice, especially at Pearl Tower. Check that out. Multicolored kind of rainbow effects. That is the only unique one I see. Everything else is just kind of that gold silver lighting. She's really beautiful to behold anyway. Alright, I'm going to end this part here, and then I'm going to install the Samseen 3D Scenery, and I'll be right back. Alright, flight simmers, I'm back in Shanghai, and now I have the Samseen 3D Shanghai installed. And the first thing we notice is the stadium has popped out of the ground and come to life. And as you can see, the skyline, many more buildings. Now this scenery boasts of over 200 custom iconic buildings and apartments, many famous museums, buildings, apartments, hotels, banks, and landmarks. A district with old style buildings called the Bund District, and they added some bridges and some shipping to the river and custom night effects. So we're going to check it out. And you can compare the differences. As you can see already, though, there are many more buildings around, and the stadium does look nice. I'm going to head into the river. Now with 200 buildings, custom buildings, there's a lot to explore. So what I'm doing is a small sampling. Well, as you can see in the distance, the Shanghai Tower is already popped up. So maybe that has something to do with my computer. I'm not sure. But this is all new here. This building and what looks like a temple. I'm not too familiar with Shanghai, but that's all part of the new scenery. And that wasn't there before. It was just kind of a square block. And this building's custom too, and that didn't look as nice before. As you can see, there's some shipping on the river. I'm a big fan of the shipping and the bridges, absolutely. And this bridge, this is new also. There was not a bridge there before. Very well done. But there's some more life to the river. Now these buildings, I've noticed, they've completely redone these buildings. And maybe they're more realistic. I'm not sure. I've never been to Shanghai, of course. But I don't think they don't quite look as nice as the micros. These two, the two masterworks, they don't quite look as nice as the Microsoft buildings. But the difference is the night effects. The night effects are really, really beautiful. And I'll show you that in a minute. They look good. They look really good. Maybe they're more realistic. They probably are more realistic. There's definitely a difference though. You see the spinning symbols over the tower. So it looks like they've redone everything. And there's many more buildings here. Many, many more buildings, all in this district, that have been added. And there's another bridge that wasn't there before, in the distance. And many more buildings here also. Now I'm going to switch to the night effects. I'm going to pause it. Take a look at the nighttime. And I think the nighttime was what's best about the scenery. Because it looks spectacular. Comes to life. Very distinctive. And it's a much more, can you say, Oriental or Chinese feeling to the place. There's many, many Chinese symbols on the buildings. And the advertisements, such as this one here right up ahead. So it gives a lot more local flavor, I guess you could call it. And the two towers I spoke about. See, this one's now lit up in a deep blue, and it was just kind of that generic gold silver before. And the Shanghai Tower has the spinning Chinese words around it, which is really, really a nice effect. Very nice effect. So, of course, I'm not showing, this is not the definitive look at this scenery. I have not gone into it. As I said, there are over 200 custom buildings, and there's a lot of details that I'm not showing. But you can see the character of the city really comes to life. There's a lot of advertising here. Very beautiful, especially the night effects. So it definitely adds a lot of flavor. Really nice, really nice, really nice, really nice details. A lot of flavor to it, a lot of local flavor. Well, I'm gonna cut this off here. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.